Today we will study about one of the important laws in physics, that is the law of conservation of momentum. You have learned about momentum. Momentum is defined as the mass in motion. It is the quantity of motion possessed by a moving body. Momentum is measured as the product of mass and velocity of an object. P represents momentum. P is equal to mv. The SI unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second. The law of conservation of momentum is an important implication or consequence of Newton's third law of motion. According to the third law of motion, when two objects interact, the first object exerts a force on the second object, and the second object instantaneously exerts an equal force on the first object in the opposite direction. Now, let's consider a situation. Consider a moving truck which collides with a stationary car. The truck had a momentum as it was moving with a velocity, but the momentum of the car was zero because car was at rest. On collision, the car starts moving. The truck exerted force on the car. As a result, the car starts moving. Let us divide this collision or this situation into three parts. That is, before collision, during collision, and after collision. Before collision. Before collision, the truck was moving with a velocity and it had a momentum. At that time, the momentum of the car was zero because its velocity was zero as the car was stationary. What happened during collision? During collision, the truck exerted a force on the car. The car also exerted an equal force on the truck in the opposite direction. After collision, what happened to the truck? After collision, the truck lost momentum. During collision, the car exerted force on the truck, and due to this force, the truck's velocity decreased. So we can say that the truck lost momentum. What happened to the car after collision? The car gained momentum. The car was stationary and the stationary car moves because of the force exerted by the truck on the car. Or we can say that the car gained momentum. In this incident, momentum lost by the truck is gained by the car. During this collision, truck lost momentum while the car gained momentum. During a collision or interaction between two objects, the total momentum of the system remains constant. That is, total momentum of the system does not change if there is no external forces acting upon that. If there is no external force acting upon the system, the total momentum of the system remains constant. Or we can say that the momentum lost by the truck is equal to the momentum gained by the car. In most collisions between two objects, one object slows down or loses momentum, while the other object gains momentum. If the first object loses 10 units of momentum, the second object gains 10 units of momentum. This fact is the law of conservation of momentum. Now, let us state the law of conservation of momentum. The law states that the total momentum of two or more objects acting upon each other does not change if no external forces act upon them. Or, in the absence of an external force, the total momentum of a system remains constant or conserved. If no external forces are acting upon a system, the total momentum of a system remains constant. It means that for a collision occurring between two objects in an isolated system, the total momentum of the two objects before collision is equal to the total momentum of the two objects after the collision. Before collision, what is the total momentum of the two objects? That is equal to the total momentum of the two objects after the collision, provided the system is isolated. That is, there is no external forces acting upon the system. Or we can say that momentum can neither be created nor destroyed. In a system, the momentum is conserved. Momentum remains constant. The law of conservation of momentum can be derived from Newton's third law of motion. Consider two objects, two balls A and B of masses MA and MB are traveling in the same direction along a straight line. Consider the velocity of the ball A is UA. Ball A was traveling with a velocity which can be represented as UA, and the initial velocity of the ball B can be represented as UB. Now consider ball A collides with ball B. During collision, which lasts for a time t, the ball A exerts a force on ball B, and that force can be represented as FAB. And the ball B also exerts an equal force on A. Let that force is FBA. Let's divide the situation into three parts. Before collision. Before collision, the ball A having a mass of MA was traveling with a velocity of UA. The ball B having a mass of MB was moving with a velocity of UB. Now what happens during collision? During collision, object A or ball A collides with B and A exerts a force on B, which is represented as FAB. Instantaneously, ball B exerts a force on ball A, which is equal but opposite in direction. Let it be FBA. Now, after collision, ball A moves with a velocity VA and ball B moves with a velocity of VB. According to the third law of motion, FAB is equal to minus FBA. Force exerted by ball A on ball B is equal to minus force exerted by ball B on ball A. The negative sign indicates that the two forces are opposite in direction. Now, from the second law, we can write force is equal to mass times final velocity minus initial velocity divided by t. Second law of motion gave us the equation to calculate force. Force is equal to m times v minus u divided by t. Now, what is FAB? Force applied by ball A on B. We can write it as mass of A, ma, times final velocity of A minus initial velocity of A divided by t. What is FBA? FBA can be written as mb times vb minus ub divided by t. And we can equalize or substitute FAB and FBA. Then we will get the equation as MA times VA minus UA divided by T is equal to minus MB times VB minus UB divided by T. In this case, you know that the time of collision T is same. So, we can cancel T. Now, we can write the equation as MA times VA minus UA is equal to minus MB times VB minus UB. Removing the brackets, we can write MAVA minus MAUA is equal to minus MBVB plus MBUB. MAVA represents the final momentum of ball A, that is after collision. MAUA represents the initial momentum of ball A, that is the momentum before collision. MBVB represents the final momentum of ball B, and MBUB represents the initial momentum of ball B. Let's rearrange. Then we will get MAVA plus MBVB is equal to MAUA plus MBUB. The final momentum we can take to one side and initial momentums to the other side. We can rearrange. Then we will get MAUA plus MBUB is equal to MAVA plus MBVB. That is, the total momentum of the two balls before collision is equal to the total momentum of the two balls after collision. All physical processes abide by the law of conservation of momentum. The working of rockets is according to the law of conservation of momentum. The increased forward momentum of the rocket is equal but opposite to the momentum of the ejected exhaust gases. Consider mass of the fuel gases is small letter m and the mass of the rocket is capital M. Let the final velocity of the gases is small letter v and the velocity of the rocket is denoted by capital V. Initially, both the gases and rocket were at rest. So, initial momentum of the fuel gases is 0. The initial momentum of the rocket is 0. Let the final momentum of the gases is small mv and the final momentum of the rocket can be represented as capital MV. According to the law of conservation of momentum, the total initial momentum is equal to total final momentum. The initial momentum of the gases plus initial momentum of the rocket is equal to final momentum of the gases plus final momentum of the rocket. Total initial momentum of the gases and rocket is 0. So we can write 0 is equal to mv plus mv. It can be written as capital MV is equal to minus small mv. The final momentum of the rocket is equal to minus final momentum of the gases. Or we can write it, the final velocity of the rocket is equal to minus mv divided by capital M, or mv is equal to minus mv. That is, the momentum gained by the rocket in the forward motion is equal to the momentum of the gases ejected. The negative sign indicates that the direction is opposite. Another example of this law is the recoil of gun. When a bullet is fired, the gun moves backward. This backward movement of the gun is called recoiling of the gun. The gun with the bullet can be considered as a system. No external forces are acted upon the system. Before firing, the gun and the bullet were at rest. So, the total momentum, that is, the momentum of the gun plus momentum of the bullet, can be considered as 0. After firing, both the bullet and the gun get accelerated. According to the law of conservation of momentum, total initial momentum is equal to total final momentum. In this case, the initial momentum of the gun plus the initial momentum of the bullet is equal to final momentum of the gun plus final momentum of the bullet. The total initial momentum is 0. So, the total final momentum also is 0. So, we can write the final momentum or the momentum of the gun after firing is equal to the momentum of the bullet after firing. Let's summarize the points that we learned in this session. Momentum is the quantity of motion possessed by a moving body. It is measured as the product of mass and velocity of an object. The law of conservation of momentum states that The total momentum of two or more objects acting upon each other does not change if no external forces act upon them. In the absence of an external force, the total momentum of a system remains constant, or the total momentum is conserved. Propulsion of rocket, recoil of gun, etc. abide the law of conservation of momentum.